Good morning, everybody. I completely forgot to finish Junie B. Jones Has a Peep in Her Pocket. I've been looking at all kinds of different things in the remote learning packet and trying to figure out how to fit in math and other subjects in my videos. So Malcolm was kind enough to remind me that we have a couple of chapters left. Technically, the absolute last chapter is like a page or two. So I'm just going to read chapter 7 and chapter 8 all together and wrap up this book. So in the last chapter, it was called Farmer Flores, and Junie B did not want to get off of the bus to go into the farm to see all the farm animals with her classmates, but Farmer Flores made her a deal that he could be she could be his like personal assistant and boss the children around. So now we are in the middle of Junie B. Jones really coming into her own and being that boss. So chapter 7 is called Spike. And I'm pretty sure I made a prediction that this is the chapter Junie B will meet the rooster that may possibly peck her head into a nub. We'll see what happens. Chapter 7 is called Spike. After lunch, it was time to get the children together again. I clapped my hands loud some more. Okay, people, the fun is over. Get your buddy and get in line. On account of Farmer Flores wants to talk some more, apparently. Farmer did a teensy frown at me. Then he holded my hand, and we walked across the yard to another fence. Inside the fence, there was a building and some chickens. Okay, everyone, said Farmer Flores. This is the last stop on the tour today. He pointed. Who can tell me about what little building is right there? Lucille jumped up and down, real happy. The gift shop! The gift shop! I've been wondering where that was, she said, real delighted. Farmer Flores did a chuckle. Well, that's a good guess, but most farms don't have gift shops. He looked at the class. I'll give you a hint, he said. My wife and I get eggs for breakfast every morning from that little house there. And just then a boy named Roger jumped up and down all around. I know, he shouted. It's a hen house. Farmer Flores smiled. Right, he said. It's a house where hens lay their eggs. Farmer Flores opened the gate. I tugged on his shirt. He bended down next to me. Is there a rooster in there too? I asked, kind of scared. Just one, he said, but there's lots of chickens. Want to go in and say hello? I shook my head real fast. Then I runned away from the gate, speedy quick. Polly Allen, Puffer, and Jim laughed and pointed. Look at Junie B. Jones, they hollered. Junie B. Jones is afraid of roosters. Farmer Flores made an angry face at those two. Hey, he said. I'm surprised at you boys. There's nothing wrong about someone being cautious about roosters. Just then, some of the other children looked kind of scared too. Why? asked Lucille. Is the rooster going to peck us? Farmer Flores shook his head. No, he said. That old rooster in there is a pretty calm fella, but that doesn't mean Junie B should be laughed at. He smiled a little bit. Why, I've been around farm animals all my life, he said, but every once in a while I still come across an animal that I don't get along with. Farmer laughed. In fact, we used to have a goat who nipped at me every time I got near him, and for years I made my wife go in his pen and feed him. After that, Farmer Flores winked at me, and Mrs. said I could wait outside the gate. My shoulders relaxed very much, and I sat down on the grass outside the fence. Only wait till you hear this. Pretty soon, Farmer leaned over the fence where I was sitting, and he was holding a little baby yellow chick. I giggled and giggled at that cute little thing. A chick! A baby chick! Can I hold it, Farmer? Please, please, please? I asked. Farmer Flores put the baby chick in my hands. It was fluffery and softy and light as feathers. Oh, I love it, Farmer. I love this baby chick. And after that, I put the chick in the grass and on my lap and in my straw hat. Plus also, I put it in my big wide pocket. I peeked at it in there. The title of this book is Junie B. Jones Has a Peep in Her Pocket. And she just put this chick in her big wide pocket, so I'm wondering what's gonna happen. I wish I could take you home with me, I said. I wish I could take you home to my house, and then you could live with me and my dog Tickle forever and ever. Would you like that? Huh? Would you? The baby chick did a peep. Hey! You said yes, I said. I turned around. Did you hear that, Farmer? The baby chick said it would like to come home with me. Farmer shook his head. Oh, I don't know, Junie B, he said. I'm not sure you'd really like having Spike grow up at your house. I did a frown at that man. Spike? Who's Spike? I asked. Farmer pointed at the baby chick. Spike the chick, he said. We named that little guy Spike. I peeked at the chick again. Yeah, only Spike is not actually a good name for a fluffery baby chick, I said. I know, Junie B, he said, but Spike isn't going to be a little chick forever, you know. I know, I said back, 'cause someday Spike will be a giant chicken. Right, Farmer? Right? Right? Farmer Flores shook his head again. Well, not exactly, he said. I looked at him real curious. Well, if Spike won't be a big chick, what's Spike going to be? I asked. Farmer Flores took Spike back from me. He held him in his hands and patted his little softy head. Someday, Junie B, he said, Spike will be a rooster. And that's the end of chapter 7, but we're going to wrap the whole book up. So chapter 8 is called Confusion. And I bet Junie B. Jones is confused about the fact that this little chick's going to turn into a rooster someday. And she didn't even register that. I had confusion in my head. Because first, I hated roosters. Only then I liked Spike. Only Spike is going to be a rooster. And so now what am I supposed to do? I didn't even talk much after that because confusion takes a lot of thinking, that's why. Plus also, I might need counseling possibly. Finally, the children finished seeing the chickens and they came out through the gate. Then Farmer Flores held my hand one more time and he took us to a field with wildflowers in it. He said we could pick wildflowers for our mothers because that would be like a gift from the gift shop, he said. After all of us had our flowers, Mrs. took our picture with that nice man. And here is the bestest part of all. Farmer Flores took off his hat, and his head was not a nub. I danced all around that guy, very thrilled. Farmer Flores, your head is not a nub. Your head is not a nub. He wrinkled up his eyebrows. Thank you, he said, kind of quiet. You're welcome, Farmer, I said back. 'Cause guess what? Now I don't have to be afraid of roosters anymore. I jumped up and down. Now maybe I can be afraid of goats, just like you, I shouted. And after that, Farmer Flores looked at me a real long time. And then he rolled his eyes way up to the sky. And I looked up there too, but I didn't see anything. And that is the end of our book. That was a good book. That was a good one. I liked that the little chick was kind of wiggled in there and ended up being a rooster. I didn't predict that coming, but as I was reading that chapter, I kind of wondered where it was going when Farmer Flores was kind of like hinting around that it's not going to be a chicken someday. So that was a nice way to end that book. And I hope you guys really enjoyed it as much as I did. And thank you, Malcolm, for reminding me to finish this book. I hope you guys have a fabulous day.